Hi everybody, it's Melissa from madebymelcrafts.blogspot.com. Just wanted to do, I guess, a part 1 video. I thought of this real quick before I completed the project. Just to do I don't do much tutorials because I'm all over the place when I'm doing a video, and I think it would be harder to try to learn or try to see. But I figured this way I will show you, you know, while it's in progress, what I'm working on. Initially I wanted to make a wreath for, I have my very best friend is getting married and I'm the maid of honor, so we're trying to plan her shower, and she's getting married on 11/11/11, so it's going to be a fall wedding, which she loves fall, loves fall, and so do I, but she really loves fall. So I was trying to come up with, me and the other brides, I'm trying to come up with the things to do for her shower to make it as fall-like as possible. So I was trying to do a wreath, and I may end up, I'm bad, I'll show you, I may end up just changing this and keeping it here for my door because I liked it. But this is what I started with, and it's hard to see with the camera, sorry, this angle, but I started, it was just a, I'll show you the base. I think I got this from the dollar store a while ago. It's a 13-inch wreath that's made of, I guess, some type of wood, just all barreled around. And I've had this for a while, probably for a few years, and I thought, well, what can I do with it? But I'm sure they probably have them now at the dollar stores. But I got this, and I started layering on some leaves using my new cordless hot glue gun. And I'm going to walk you through the process of doing the leaves if anybody's interested. But this is what I came up with. This is, and I thought about leaving it like this, and I thought, should I, this is such a hard angle, I'm very sorry. But I thought about, should I leave it like this, or should I fill the whole thing with leaves? So you guys can let me know what you think. But this was what I did for the side, and then I thought even afterwards if we wanted to keep it and just add to it later or what. But I cut this image out using the Sweethearts cartridge, the Cricut Sweethearts, and I did this border that's also on the Sweethearts cartridge, and then this layer in the colors here. And it says Falling For You, which is a My Creative Time stamp that's from one of the Halloween sets. And I just put her date here, 11/11, and then their initials, and just did a little cluster of leaves here with a button and the matching twine. And I just used, these were, I think these were from AC Moore. I used up a lot of them, but these are $1 at AC Moore, and I got there the I think it's orange, just named orange. Sometimes they have different odd names, but I think these are just the orange ones, so that's what I used, and just decorated some of the sides up here. But when I had it on the door, my husband, and he, you know, husbands usually don't notice or whatever, and he's like, oh, I like that, but he didn't see that it had this over here, and he said, oh, you know, because this was actually, I was working on my table downstairs. But I think I may either use this or take this off and just do a wreath, or maybe go get another one and make her one, which maybe I'll do, so then I don't have to take this apart. And then I think I will add the leaves to there, just so it doesn't, I didn't know if it would be too, you know, bushy if I put them all on there or what. But anyway, I thought it would be really cute, minus this, because I know most of you are not planning a bridal shower, but a fall bridal shower at that. But I thought I'd show you how to make this very easy homemade fall leaf wreath. So this is just a start of what it looks like, and I'm going to show you the process of what I had to do to get the leaves to look this way. So let me sit down here and we will start. So basically what I used is this leaf punch, and I don't know what it's called, but I think it's it's EK Success, and it's just this leaf here. Some of you may have this one. I got this on clearance for about $5, maybe this past fall. I thought about not getting it a few times, and I have used this leaf punch maybe 8 times already, so I made it worth its money. So I got it for about $5. Don't know if it's still available, or there's probably just a different type of leaf. It doesn't have to be this style, whatever style you like. And also, if you don't have this stamp, this punch, I'm sure, you know, I know a lot of the different Cricut cartridges have a leaf on it, or different leaves, and I'm sure you could use any of them, and it may even be easier. You don't have to punch them all, and you could just cut them all out. So this is how I started. I started with this punch, and then after I punched them out, and this is the paper I used. This is by Michaels, the Recollections, and this is what they have out now. It's called Spice Market, and beautiful fall colors in it. As you can see, there's a cream color, a green color, a mustardy yellow, a pumpkin orange, and like a chocolate brown. And here's just a side view of the colors, if you can see. So this is the paper pack I use, if anybody's interested, called Spice Market. And what I did was, each of the papers in here, so besides the brown, because the brown it wouldn't show up on, so it's the orange, the yellow, the green, and the cream. What I did was, I used my Stampin' Up! Inks, and you could use any ink that you have, would work, but this is what I used. I used the Stampin' Up! Pumpkin Pie, I used Summer Sun, Crumb Cake, and I used, what is this one? Old Olive. So Pumpkin Pie, Old Olive, Crumb Cake, and Summer Sun is the stamping, the ink colors I use. Now, like I said, whatever you have, I encourage you to use it, because as you know, some of you crafters may know, you really can go overboard with different things and, you know, buying stuff. So if you have it, I encourage you to use it, even if it's the cheap ones that I started out with, which was these. I'll show you. These Ink It Up, they'll work just fine. You know, any of these colors, that's a Martha Stewart one. But any ones like that, if you have it, use it. It does not have to be Stampin' Up! Or any, you know, the brands that I use. And just, you know, work with what you got, and I'm sure you'll be able to find something there. So I basically just use an orange, a light, a tan color, a yellow, and a green. So that's if you're using the Spice Market colors, or if you have these colors in any brand, doesn't matter. Okay, so what I did was, I'll show you, it'll probably show up best with the like the cream color one. In each of the colors I used, oh, let me grab the case for this so I can show you. Sorry, just one second. I used my stamp, which this is here, and I just put on a big block, and this is the medium polka dot print. And obviously, if you have another brand or have a background stamp that you want to use, feel free to do that. Or you could also, what would look nice is maybe if you used it and ran it through a Cuttlebug, ran the leaves through a Cuttlebug, you could probably get a few leaves in the folder, and maybe with the distressed stripes, that would probably look really pretty if you didn't have this. But this is just what I did. I had the polka dot stamp, I have it mounted on a large block, and then I took the, let me get one out, 8.5 by 11 paper from the Spice Market stack, and grab one. Of course I can't grab it easy with one hand. Okay, so I grabbed the paper and I just took the stamp, inked it up in the ink, and then I just stamped, you know, all around. And I just tried to line it up the best I can. I think I took 6 tries and then a little bit on the end. So I just inked the paper, and if you have polka dot paper, that'll take you one step ahead. But this is the packet I'm going to be making all her favors from, so I just want all the papers to match, and I'm going to make her a banner too for the table at her shower. And I got a lot of things to work on, and then I think for all the tablecloths we're going to put little mums in the middle of the centerpieces, and just have something coming up with something out of the Cricut with little picks like coming out, just to dress up all the tables. So anyway, so that's what I did. I did it that way so I could use this paper and just polka dot that, just to give it, leave some more interest. And I did, so with the cream color one I used the Crumb Cake, and then with the green one I used the Old Olive, and then with the orange one I used the Pumpkin Pie, and with the brown one, because they really wouldn't take much, it wouldn't really show up if I did. I thought about doing like the clear embossing with the polka dots, but I figured I'd just do it like a stitching around the edge. And one I tried with just the white ink. I think you can kind of see it here, but it showed up, but not, you know, so much. So that's what I decided. So each paper, and then I just went around and punched them out, and I think I got 16 leaves out of each 8.5 by 11. So, and I've only did 1 sheet of each so far, and that got me, you know, all these leaves I did here. And I have, you know, of course, the ones I've already layered on here, which I'm going to add more to it. So what I did first was I crunched them all up. Just a good old crunch. I didn't use water because I knew I was doing the inking. If you weren't going to do inking, you could feel free to use water. That might make the paper a little more pliable to work with. But I basically just did one of these. Crumpled it up in my hand, you know, and it looks ugly. Look, my daughter looked at me and thought, "Mom, what are you doing?" And then you just flatten them all out. And this is what helps, you know, give them the look of, you know, just a real leaf instead of the I don't have a plain one to show you, but even the stages, it just made it look, the stamping, the inking, you know, it just made it look a little better. So, you know, they look a little more realistic, and they kind of give it more dimension too on your wreath, you know, as you're putting them on when you crumple them up. So you just crumple them all up and then open them. And then I went around and inked with my, you can use whatever one you want. And I used, I normally use my Stampin' Up! One, but I thought, oh, maybe I'll use these because I have so many of the more inexpensive inks to just ink the edges, because I know I was going to use a lot of ink. So I inked around all the edges of these just to give them like an aged look, and so they didn't look so much like paper. So that's what I did. I inked all the edges, and that kind of gave it some dimension, just added to it there, and even the orange I did. So that's how you made the leaves. And then when I went to do the cluster part of this, I just took different color combinations, because I think there's, what is there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this particular paper pack, you don't have to have this one, but in the Spice Market paper pack, there's 5 different colors. So I would just take clusters of 3, and I would just kind of line them up like that, so you can see as much as you can of this, but just where you get little ends of the leaves touching. Did them in little piles of 3, put them on like that, just turned them any which way. Let's see what else. And just kind of layered them, and like that. And then once that they were like this, I took them from here, and they were easy to kind of layer onto here in your piles of 3. And then you can add one here and there anywhere you want. So then I took the glue gun and I glued them onto the wreath. Now you might be better off, especially if you're not going to choose to show this part of the wreath, you might be better off with the styrofoam one, or even if you could probably even do it with your Cricut and cut like a cardstock base for this. But you might be better off with that, because sometimes when you put the glue on, it'll come down here, and you got to really make sure you get it on the piece where your leaf is sitting, so you get a good, you know, so it glues to it well. But sometimes it kind of rides down here in the different, because this is I guess a fancier wreath, but you don't have to have that, especially like I said, if it's going to be covered up. So so that's just how I did it, and I just placed them on like that and just kind of turned them a little and just worked it so it was covering up, you know, this part of the wreath, because I didn't really want that showing. And then what I just went and did at the end is just use some of these, I don't know if it's showing up in the camera, it's such a hard angle. I used some of the orange, the Dollar Bling, and this is just one package. I bet you the whole package will last me the whole wreath, and I'll use it up. And that's just one package I used on there. So you can just put them in random places just to give it a little added on, and then you could even add like a bow, or I may even put like a little pumpkin in the one corner of the wreath when it's done. So I think I am going to take this off, because I don't know if I'm loving this, but even if so, I could go get another wreath and make it. But I think I'm just going to take this off and make, you know, the whole wreath, and maybe add something else on for the decoration. But I think I just more liked it as the wreath, so that's what I'm going to do, and I just want to share with you how I did it. And once it's done, I will do a video showing the completed project. But just while I had all the materials out, so I could show you what I used, and what, you know, you would need, or just an idea of what you could get together, maybe the stuff that you own already in your craft room to get together to make them all. So thank you for watching, and I will post the finished product soon. Bye.